Welcome to a new blog. This is Moumita. If you remember, I shared a small update about my channel in my last blog. That is about changing the channel's name to Life Lately, which gives me the liberty to change the blog's introduction. So let me start again. Welcome to Life Lately. This is Moumita, and today I have another update. It might be a small one for you, but a big one for me. I'm moving back to India from Singapore. The move is based on the career choice of my better half. We would have shifted to India a couple of years down the line anyway. But when the opportunity knocked at the door a few months back, we gave it a serious thought and concluded that if we wanted to do it, this was the right time. So this is what my life lately looks like. Carton boxes stacked in a room, ready to be stuffed and shipped back home. Home. This four-letter simple word has gradually started to lose its meaning for me with each passing year. For the first 18 years of my life, I was under the impression that the permanent address I wrote while filling out the forms in school and everywhere else was my real home. But when I stepped out of my four walls and traveled across the states for higher studies, jobs, or marriage, I saw the temporary addresses acquired in different places getting more importance than the permanent one. And when your addresses change so frequently, the concept of home somewhere gets blurred. So, when I landed in Singapore 9 years back, I was not looking for a home. Rather, we were more interested in searching for apartments that provided a decent roof above our heads while adhering to our budget. Because we would not stay on this island forever, of course. And then, 1 year passed by, then the second one, the third, the fourth, and so on. The last 9 years in Singapore have been a life-changing and an eye-opening stay for me in many ways. On one hand, I had faced one failure after another when it was about building a career. But on the other hand, life here gave me the time to heal and deal with the failures and heartbreaks all on my own. Whenever I was depressed, felt crazy, or a good for nothing, my daughter, with her series of serious tantrums, silly talks, hugs, and kisses, brought my tired spirit back to life and kept me on my toes under this roof. Even though everyone loves to mind their own business in Singapore, people still smiled genuinely at me and initiated a chat. Although the island doesn't have a calendar with a long list of festivals throughout the year, I still found the streets and shopping malls looking stunning with decorations and stalls for some celebrations or other. Be it Chinese New Year, Valentine's Day, National Day, Easter, Eid, Diwali, or Christmas, there is always something going on. And top of that, the level of safety and security the country offers its residents, especially the women, I have never entertained the wish to think about staying anywhere else much in all these years. And before I could even realize it, the so-called decent roof and the country where it is located slowly transformed into the shape of a home in my head in the last 9 years. A thought that is now making me uncomfortable. Because if you invest your emotions into anything that is not permanent, you are bound to suffer and will have none to blame but yourself for the disaster waiting ahead. And all of us know that there is nothing called permanent in this world. I have once read in the book Buddha by Osho that Gautama Buddha and his disciples never used to stay in one place for more than 3 days because any change in habits, place, or environment, be it good or bad, bothers us only for the first 3 days. On the fourth day, the human mind and body start getting attached to the change and turn it into a routine. And Gautama Buddha didn't want attachments, obviously. So he and his disciples were always on the move throughout the year. But as they didn't have enough set of clothes to keep themselves clean and dry when it rained, they were left with no option but to take refuge somewhere during the monsoons while being conscious enough to not form any worldly attachments. So I guess I was enjoying the monsoons in Singapore till now. Quite a long one, I have to say. Long enough to forget that this place was not my home. But now, as the rains have stopped and the sun is shining bright, it's time to brush myself up and wrap my worldly belongings in suitcases and carton boxes and get going. Bangalore is where we are moving next. Not an entirely new place for me though, as I have lived there for 2 years before Singapore happened. But the shift is still an out of the comfort zone thing. And maybe that's why the need to shape there matters to me more now before I become more comfortable being in Singapore. Having said that, a part of India has always been there with me in Singapore. And now, a part of Singapore is also going to be there with me even in India. And speaking of home, another lesson that I have learned over the years is that home is a place where you stay with someone you love under the same roof. And if love is there, the change in addresses hardly matters. Apart from the troubles that come with the logistics involved in the process of shifting places, of course. So that's it for today. This is probably one of my last few blogs from Singapore. If you have enjoyed watching it, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I will meet you in the next one soon.